want to take your phone?
Oh, I've already posted the link to your channel.
Share that.
It's just
the direct link.
How is my volume? I don't see my line.
I see your line.
Where is it?
Down here.
Oh, it's the same one. Okay.
Yeah, we're good to go. I think we're good to go. This is wow. So I didn't do one last week. So we're going to do them this week. Even though it's going to be a little late.
Oh, well, better late than never.
In the meantime,
especially if you're a period.
As people roll on in, I'm going to go ahead and bring it on up and get that thing shared, folks. And that would be great if you wouldn't mind helping me out with that. Going to my channel, grabbing my share link, copy that link, paste it in the places that needs to be pasted. Here we go.
Good evening, everybody.
All right. Almost there. Unframe of mind. Paste that there. Let's go on over to, I don't have Anthony here to help with this shit, so I got to do it all by myself.
Yeah, I'm incompetent.
That wasn't the word I was thinking, but it's a good one. All right. Share it to the Twitters. Yeah, I'm still using that one. But I let go of Facebook. Okay, we'll tweet that one. I may pop it onto Minds. And I think we're good to go.
All right.
Should you choose to react like an imbecile? So there's a great song by Pussifer I was listening to earlier.
Pussifer?
Pussifer. And they go, the line that my favorite line in the whole song. They go, you speak like someone who has never been slapped in the fucking mouth. That's okay, we have your remedy. Fucking love it. So welcome back to the Unframe of Mind show, where we have uncomfortable conversations without a condom. I'm your host, Daniel Wagner, and sitting with me today
is Chase Matheson
from the Patriot Punk Network. Anthony could not be with us tonight. It's been a rather busy few weeks for everyone involved. And tonight we're going to tell you about our little adventure out to Nashville. We're going to tell you about our little adventure to the Capitol on the 6th and the kind of some updates. And I've got a brand new Twitter list of people that I've so affectionately called the Unemployables. I would love to introduce you guys to, so maybe we can have some fun with those folks. So stay tuned for all that tonight on the Unframe of Mind show.
You're listening to the Unframe of Mind show, the place to have the most mind-stretching, unprotected, intellectual intercourse of your life. Your hosts battle the forces of evil by lobbing fiery balls of truth, reason, and evidence over safe room walls.
Truth, reason, and evidence over safe room walls. I love that.
You do that female voice far too well. Far too well.
I've been listening to it for like 4 years or something ever since I paid the chick off Fiverr to do it for me. I was like, listen, I need you to say this, and I need you to say it all sensual-like, and I need you to say it kind of like British.
Kind of like British.
Yeah. And she delivered, dude. Like, she got exactly what I was asking for. That was first shot. That was not retakes or not. That was first shot. She did great, and I do appreciate that.
$5?
It was like I think it was like total ended up being like $25.
Okay.
Because I tipped her and everything for it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was impressed. I'm like, this is exactly what I wanted. So that's what we did. So check this out. I'm late tonight. Obviously, I'm very late tonight. Anybody paying attention on the social media channels knows why I was late, because I had drywall in my beard, meaning I was busy working my ass off all day, and of course as jobs go, they take way longer than you expect them to take.
He fell asleep in the corner. It looked like Gandalf.
That's actually what happened. Chase walked in, I was sleeping, curled up in the fetal position on a small rug.
Somebody
in the
has
middle
to
of my
supervise
shop,
him.
But, I'm just going to come up with some kind of story for that, make you guys feel guilty that, poor Daniel, he's got to work for a living, so... We'll let you guys know how you can help us out with that later. You still hear me okay?
Yeah, I'm still hearing you.
Okay, so for some reason, my headphones have decided to just cut out. So, nope. I can't. Okay, there. I'm back.
Okay.
All right. So tonight we got a number of things we want to cover tonight. We're going to kind of present some new stickers and new decals and T-shirts that you guys can purchase to help support the show, and as well as troll your local politician that maybe you don't, like too much. That you feel like they're maybe acting a little bit like a brown shirt. So we'll get those coming up tonight, but. I think what we'll start with is a phobismist. What do you say?
I say that's a good thing to start
Sounds
the
like
night
a
off
good
with.
day. So if you guys are watching, stay tuned for the phobismist.
Phobismist. Phobismist. Phobismist.
All right, and today on the phobismist, we are going to explain why reasonable doubt is problematic. Because we've got the George Floyd case coming up, a case where a clearly innocent black man was forced to the ground against his will and had somebody just strangle him right in front of a crowd of people. Like, didn't even care. Murderous rage in his eyes. And now he's sitting before, the officer in question is sitting before a jury of his peers.
An impartial jury of his peers. Impartial, completely. We know it's impartial. It's not like they covered it all over the news and blasted it on everywhere.
Yeah, I'm sure they were able to find 12 or so individuals that had no idea about what was going on and completely open-minded about this. So
Amish.
that's probably what it is.
Probably the Amish.
Just 12 Amish people they picked up on the street. Guy was riding his horse on the way to town. Like, dude, it's almost sundown. I got to get home. And the officer's like, well, I don't care. We need you for jury duty. We got this case we need you to cover. So we're going to explain why reasonable doubt is rather problematic. Chase Williams in the comments says, impartial my ass. Yes, dude, they're impartial, okay? We're going to explain why reasonable doubt. See, because I've learned that using reason is actually a sign of systematic oppression. It's if you're using reason, you're acting white, and that's a problem because it oppresses minorities and it really puts them in a position where people who really can't use reason are not able to. You know what I'm saying?
I completely understand. The fact that there's reasonable doubt, well, who are you to determine what is reasonable? I mean, the guy that took a machete and axed his mom probably thought he was being reasonable at the time. And who are you to tell him he's not being reasonable?
Right. And what constitutes a reasonable doubt, really? I mean, when you have a jury of people, whether they're black or white, if they're white, obviously they're racist. If they're black, obviously they're coons. If they sit there and convict this poor, innocent, this
they're sellouts. That's what Joel
convict,
Patrick says.
Yeah,
So
if they convict this clearly guilty white officer.
Yes. Yes.
Otherwise,
now, so
we would really prefer if everything's equal and fair that people not think for themselves, because that just makes it really challenging to try to make things equal.
Well, I think I have the solution to all of this, and so that everyone's treated equal. You know how they used to do, like, in some countries they do mandatory service time in the Army? Mm-hmm. Maybe we do mandatory prison time for everyone.
Oh, that's a good idea. So that way
everyone is oppressed equally.
I didn't even think of that, because they talk about how white officers will convict and judges will convict black offenders more often, even though crime victimology studies actually show that black people do commit more crime than white people. But we're going to ignore that. What I'm actually looking at...
It doesn't fit the narrative. Of course we're going to ignore it.
But I like the idea that we just have white people serve mandatory jail time to even the scales of all those obviously innocent black people.
Maybe they can just do, like, weekends. That way they can still work to pay for reparations.
Yeah, kind of like the National Guard, where they do, like, weekend warrior time, or like they do 2 weekends a year or month or what have you. All right, so I'm going to explain to Chase, if you haven't been paying attention, what the phobismist is.
Phobismist. Phobismist. Phobismist.
And as you can see, phobismist is made up of the suffixes and prefixes phob, ism, and ist. And it's our job to tell you why you should be offended by pretty much anything in the world.
Everything.
That's what we do. We tell you what's offensive about everything. Matter of fact, I've got a book coming out at some point soon when I finish, and I've been adding all these to it, so you guys can go back and read all those and find out. That way you can be fully educated, and you don't have to go combing through hours of footage for me and Anthony and Chase.
How many protests do you have to go to before you can be considered an expert social justice virtue signaler? So your book will really help people. Like you can study that.
There's at least 5 points per.
You will be able to lead a protest for anything. You could move to Seattle and become famous.
Right. I'm still really proud of explaining to you guys why bald eagles are offensive. You guys can go back in the feed for that. I'm not going to hang myself with that one again. So let's get back to the show here. Let's be real people for a minute, because phobismist is ridiculous. But there is a profession for it, and I think we can make a living out of it. We'll start working for college professors, and we'll start asking them, hey, listen, I know you guys are short on time. Maybe you need an assistant, somebody to help you figure out what's offensive for this women's studies course.
Exactly.
That you're
we could go work for the Title IX people.
Mm-hmm. What are the Title IX people?
They're the ones that make sure that there's equal number of women's sports and men's sports, and I'm just waiting. Are they gonna make a Title IX-B for trans sports? Because, I think that's where we're going too. Especially
transports, like cars, like bikes.
No, like in betweeners.
Oh, like a hybrid, like a what do you call that truck car thing? El Caminos,
Prius. No.
That went south quick. Oh, unfortunate misunderstanding of the English language there, you see. That's how we roll around here. That's what we do. So Chase says, well, you see, I've got Chase Matheson here in studio. I've got Chase Williams in the comment section. This was already confusing enough Wednesday when I was with them both, having to call one Matheson, one Williams. And when I'm trying to retell stories, and my kids are like, Chase, okay, so which Chase again? Sorry.
So real quick, I can't read the comments because it's too far away.
I'm going to read that comment.
Oh, okay. But I was going to say, Chase Williams, I know sometimes it's hard for you to understand things because sometimes he's a little bit slow, because especially right now, he's real stressed out about everything that's going on. Mm-hmm. The last 7 minutes has been complete satire. Okay, just in case it went over your head.
He said LOL. I think he got it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you have just given me a pronoun. I resent that. See, he clearly gets it. So what do you say? Well, you first have to not bathe for at least a week. Let your body hair just grow. What do you think I'm doing, bro? What do you think he's doing? Jesus. Okay, then dye your hair holy colors and live in a dumpster. So you dyed your hair some kind of
is a dumpster like a tiny house?
Tiny homes can be.
Because then I'm I can be really close to that, minus the not bathing.
Yeah, if you see in my kid's bedroom before I emptied it out and started, that would be. I think I would rather live in a dumpster. Honestly, it was that bad. So okay, so then you are a protest expert. Oh, that's what he was telling us, how to be a protest expert.
Oh, gotcha.
Right. And yes, be absolutely overweight. Okay. So I'm already working on the overweight thing. You're an asshole for pointing that out to everybody, but I'm okay with it. All right.
All right. So I think that's the end of the phobismus section. Let's stop offending our normal viewers.
No, I just like to talk shit about people. That's my favorite pastime. Fuck baseball. All right, so okay. I want.
That's hot right now. Okay. That's hot right now, right?
I do have this brought up, and I want to show you guys this clip from when we went to. Okay, so there is an entire video on Chase Williams' Facebook channel. I have shared it, and you have shared it as well.
Yes.
Of us detailing all the stuff that went on that day and kind of what our thoughts were. So I'm not gonna rehash all of that, but I do want to.
There was an update to that while you're setting that up.
Okay.
So
I'll bring it up.
They amended it at the very, very end. After everyone left, they amended the bill and changed it from mandatory, from just vaccinations in general to just COVID, just when it's in a state of emergency. It basically, they pissed on our backs and told us it's raining. Next, they'll tax us and give us an umbrella.
Okay.
So it wasn't a win. It was they came out and acted like it was, and then the next day you found out what was actually in it. Kind of like the
So what was actually in it?
Well, the original.
I'm not gonna lie. I was focused on bringing the video up, so I was kind of nodding in agreement.
Gotcha.
But I didn't really actually hear what you said.
Well, so for those of you who don't know, in the state of Tennessee, several years ago, they changed the religious exemption. Tennessee's a very religious state. but about 10 years ago, they enacted a law, maybe a little longer, that said during a pandemic, you don't have a right to a religious or conscientious objection. Well, they were trying to add this back in there and change the law to where you could always have your religious and conscientious objection. And they amended the bill after everyone left, basically, after we all left and then heard it passed and thought we won, to where that only applies to COVID-19. So if like COVID-20 or 21 comes out,
Then we've got to go through the whole process.
then we'd have to go through the whole. Oh, and they can already mandate FDA-approved vaccines. By the time it gets to the floor and probably gets amended again, I would say that it virtually does nothing. So they pandered, of course.
Of course. Yeah. So I'm just sitting here thinking, now, what if the mandate was for circumcisions or something, and you're like, I like the tip of my penis, thank you, and they're like, well, it's during a pandemic, so it's mandatory. Sorry, you can't opt out. Drop your trowel. We need to see what you got going on there, buddy.
No. So here's where because it's also the imminent threat of a pandemic.
Because it's a health hazard. We don't want y'all spreading around them STDs. We have an STD epidemic, and studies show that apparently having circumcised penis will reduce the risk. So we got to go around and circumcise all uncircumcised men. I mean, think about how that could be used. I'm not being overly ridiculous.
If you listen to the mayors in Knoxville, Mayor Inyika Cannon or whatever, and several people in California.
That sounds like another breed of pot.
Yeah,
like
kind
a
of.
little marijuana breed or something. Say that again.
I think her name's Indica or India.
You said
Indica or something like that. Like it really is.
Indica actually is, but
I know,
you didn't say that first time.
No, but it's like. But anyway, she and a lot of other on the left have been calling gun violence a health epidemic, and that bill actually allows for like the immediate or the imminent threat of. So 20 years from now, gun violence, health epidemic, give me your fucking guns or we're going to stab you or whatever it is.
Yeah, the state's job is to escalate until you comply or die. That's literally the only tool they have in their tool belt. So, I mean, and I saw that firsthand. I didn't take it to the point I was dead, obviously. But I was going to comply or they were going to keep pressing and press.
And they made it about you.
And you'll see this in this clip I'm getting ready to play here, where I just to give you a brief beforehand, we went to what was the building called?
Cordell Hall.
Cordell Hall, right? And they were it was a committee room. It was a hearing room. Mm-hmm. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this, and I appreciate Chase Williams for kind of stepping me through what was going on because I'm like a fish out of water here. I'm an anarchist in a government building trying to figure out what the hell's going on. It was confusing, but it's fine. I did understand. I learned a lot, so it was cool. But anyway, we go to this building after we've this giant crowd of people who are trying to support this potential measure, and we marched down to the building, and they let us in, and then we got to go through the metal detectors, and then they're standing people off to the side and making everybody stand who was not wearing a mask over to the side. I was included, but I was one of the first earlier ones in, and there was a group of probably 10 of us by the time. The officers, for whatever reason, weren't paying attention, and we all just like a school of fish just kind of started walking in. Oh, well, what were they going to do? Say, hey, excuse me, stop? Fuck it. We went in anyway. Chase, unfortunately, was a little bit later afterwards, and
I tried to go all incognito and sneak in, but the hair kind of stops that.
Yeah, good luck with that, buddy. You can't have best of both worlds. Anyway, so he did not get in. Anyway, I got in, Chase Williams got in, and we were sitting there with another gentleman. None of us wearing our masks. And before this clip that I'm going to show you, I was approached 3 or 4 times people requesting me to put on a mask. Sir, you need to wear a mask. Sir, it's building policy. We're supposed to wear a mask. And I even had another gentleman right before this interaction come to me, and just a guy in a suit and a mask. I've never met this guy. He says, hey, sir, you mind coming with me? I'm like, I'm sorry, have we met? Like, I don't know this guy. You could be like trying to take me to the restroom and rape me. I don't know who you are. I'm not just going to follow some guy in a suit because he authoritatively asked me to come with him. Sorry.
Hey, if you ask the Q people, all the politicians are a bunch of weirdos anyway. So that's that. That could have been a concern. I understand that.
Obviously, I didn't really think that, but it is reasonable for me to say, hey, I don't know this guy. I'm not going to follow some stranger I've never met. Now, immediately thereafter, this interaction begins. These guys follow, and I'm followed into 3 officers came to me, and I knew they were coming, so I went ahead. Chase asked, "Come or come? C-U-M or C-O-M-E?" Yes. Let's go back over here to the video. So I knew this was happening. I put on my. Hey, how are you?
I understand they'd asked you to put a mask on, and you're refusing to put the mask on.
I've told everybody who's asked me that I have a medical exemption, and there was a gentleman that asked me to leave.
It's a building policy.
Right, there was a gentleman that asked me to follow him. I just see a guy in a suit. I don't know who that guy is. I'm not just going to follow random people in a suit. I see you're in a uniform, so I mean, obviously I'm going to listen to you.
Either we'll have to ask you to put the mask on, or you'll have to leave.
Even regarding a medical exemption.
Yes, sir. It's a building policy.
It's also a public building, isn't it?
It's a state building. Yes, sir.
And it's a federal law that we have to wear masks.
I'm sorry.
It's a federal law that we have to wear masks.
No, but in the state of Tennessee, you have to.
All right, I do want you to notice. Currently in the shot, this gentleman right here
Blow it up, can you?
is. I don't know. Let me try.
Control and scroll up.
I'm gonna go Control Plus because that's usually what zooms in my shit. Or Control and scroll up. Oh, hey, wow, that's cool. I never knew I could do that. That's cool. All right, sorry. Anyway, you can see this guy right here, clearly not wearing a mask.
So,
and I didn't. My phone's in my pocket. Okay, so I don't have. I'm not like panning it around. I don't even know if these guys know I was recording. I don't really care, but. Before this happened, I'm noticing, okay, they keep coming to me, but they're not going to literally anybody else in the room who's not wearing a mask. They came to me, Chase, and the other gentleman we were with. And
is that Curtis?
Yeah, Curtis. And they were saying stuff to them, but they didn't say anything to anybody else.
Follow building rules.
Let me go back a little bit here. All right.
Law that we have to wear masks.
I'm sorry.
It's a federal law that we have to wear masks.
No, but in the state of Tennessee, you have to follow building rules. It's jail service.
Building rules. So just out of curiosity, I'm not trying to argue with you. I know you're not trying to legislate or nothing, but there's a ton of other people here not wearing masks, have not been wearing masks, and I don't know why I'm being singled out for that.
All I know is that
Even the senators up on the platform are not being.
I'm Lieutenant Morgan.
Oh, there's another one not wearing a mask.
I'm not going to shake hands just because.
Now at this point, a second officer came up, and I tried to reach out to shake his hand. So at first, I've got one officer behind me to my left, and then I've got another one just came down the aisle of chairs, and I tried to shake his hand, and he didn't want no part of it.
Not being.
I'm Lieutenant Morgan. I'm a lieutenant over the unit here.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm not going to shake hands just because of everything going on.
Sure.
You cannot be in here without a mask. That's all I'm going to
No,
say.
I was just discussing with him about.
There cannot be in here without a mask.
Now,
I'm just looking at this guy and this guy here. Cannot be in here without a mask. Oh, so do you want to say something?
well, what it is, and this is 100% fact, they have a right to set rules, and they consider you a guest. And the rule is not that everyone in the building must have a mask. The rule is that all guests must have masks.
Oh, is that the rule?
Yes, that's
not
the
the way
rule.
they said it to me.
Yeah. Oh, I know. That's not the way they. One person said that one way, but that's why they don't go after them.
Medical.
We're not
exemptions.
having a discussion.
That's understandable. I'll leave then. Fine.
Thank you.
That's actually not understandable, but
Can you do me a favor?
No,
though?
it's really
Can you
not.
address literally every single person in here that's not wearing a mask.
We're
So that
addressing you.
I understand, and
Thank you.
I'll follow.
Okay, to be fair, I can't stand it. It grates on my nerves when my children do this shit to me. When I'm getting onto one of my kids and they're like, well, what about the other kid? Why aren't you getting onto him? And here I am doing that same very thing. So I get it. So I'm just imagining this from the officer's perspective. Like, dude, we're dealing with you right now. I get it. But at the same time, my kids are smart. They get it. Like, it's they're only bringing that up because they notice that the rules are being applied unevenly, or they think at least that the rules are being applied unevenly.
yes.
Now, that my kids, what they don't seem to understand is I'm going to immediately go to the next kid and deal with it. But that being said, I just thought that was a funny thing that as I'm doing it, I'm noticing it going on.
Can we address literally every single person in here that's not wearing a mask? So
We're
that
addressing you.
I understand, and
Thank you.
I'll follow along. But those senators up on the stage, none of them are wearing masks. Like half of them weren't wearing masks. There's a lot of other people in the crowd not wearing masks here, and for some reason I'm being singled out.
Step outside, sir.
Oh, keep in mind, I'm the only one in
Just
this.
wondering why am I being singled out for it?
I'm about to address them. You need to step outside.
I'm about to address them.
Now, pause that real fast.
Oh, there's only a few seconds. I'm just getting ready to walk
okay.
out. So basically, that's where everybody else is out in the hallway, right?
All right.
So okay, go ahead.
So I'm just gonna say, when you walk out of that hallway and there's that one little bitty like buffer room, that where there's 2 officers behind you, one at the door and one on the wall. Just that looks like you were going to the back room of a strip club to get your ass beat. That's exactly that's the impression I got.
That's great.
It's intimidation at its finest.
Which one am I playing of yours here?
Oh, scroll down. Scroll down. That one right there.
This one right
here? No.
Allowing everyone.
There you go.
I'm looking for the clip of your interaction too.
About 30 seconds in.
Okay.
Would you go in?
Oh, I just turned the volume up. Hey, I don't. Oh man, I didn't have the volume up on the other one. I hope you guys could hear that. Okay, let me know in the comments. I don't know if you guys could hear that or not. Buttons, idiot. 30 seconds in. I'm learning technology. Technology hard. I'll get through this. You guys.
The rest of us want to be inside, right? Okay. This is called discrimination. I'm not allowed. No ADA things are.
Discuss that with you.
You can't. Who can I contact about that then?
Go that way, please.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, did you see that little thing that they're holding? This little tiny. Okay, this is what drive. Oh man, watch what this guy's holding in his hand.
Contact about that then.
Okay, that little bitty thing he's got. Those are masks that they're passing out.
You could see through that from like a mile away.
I've literally seen sheer curtains thicker than those masks. They were a joke. And they were not. See, I seen it. I want to bring this up here in a minute. And I was doing some research, and I found out. I'm like, now wait a minute. They cannot technically be handing out those masks for medical purposes if they're not gone through the procedures that medical items are supposed to go through. Basically, I'm doing a terrible job explaining it, but basically the idea is, the N95 masks. They're obviously kind of a certain type of mask that you're supposed to wear. They're rated for a certain thing and that kind of thing. But these things are just cloth that's been cut out of a very, very thin material.
Okay, so
and they're just
those masks right there at the very beginning of this, Governor Lee signed a deal with some, I believe, Chinese freaking sock company. Okay. And they bought like 2 million masks, and then it came out that they are treated with like some kind of like special treatment pesticide or whatever it is, so that like bugs don't eat the cotton or something. So you really, like, a lot of people were concerned about the health things. He spent like $1 or $2 million on a whole bunch of masks. That's why they're handing them out, is because they've got a shit ton of useless masks that no one wants, and they couldn't give to the employees, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
it looked like, if it was just one mask, that looks like it's a pretty hefty, considerable mask. But I think that was a handful of like 6.
I've seen strippers with thicker underwear.
Okay, yes, sir. I'm not trying to give. I'm just trying to find out who to go to, because.
Were you with him?
Okay,
So-
so Chase says, look, they had a dude in a back room cutting the pantyhose off a fat man to make those masks.
Well, so I have to say, when they started letting us all, like 100 people went in, and they were expecting them to be turned away because they weren't wearing masks and stuff, and they all went in. That was with your group. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go in with like the last group, and they let us all the way through. The officers were super nice, and I'm thinking maybe the officers are just done with it. They're not going to enforce it. So my guard was all the way down. I'd already put my phone in my pocket. And then this guy's like, there was about 10 seconds before this, and like the guy was just coming across like a complete prick. And
Probably because he's already put 15, 20 people over the side, and now he turns around and they're gone.
Yeah, he's so tired of sending them down the chute to the oven. But I have to say that during this, the voice that I have, Jesus Christ.
You're popular.
That's Chase Williams mentioning me. He's tagging me. So
oh, isn't
thanks.
that nice?
But I have to say I kind of sound like Joe Biden a little bit. I'm so taken aback, and then there's like little kids, so I'm trying not to say like, and I fumble around a little bit. But
yeah. Well, let's continue this interaction here.
You can stand over there, please.
Yeah.
She got a medical assistant.
I have a medical reason. She's got her kids with her.
You know that in 1933 they started saying that the Jews had a plague so that they could make the discrimination against them, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
People don't know their history.
Nope. Nope.
So is that why we're in a holding pen, because we're maskless?
Yeah, it's not, it's the policy, it's not these people. It's, yep. So no representation with medical conditions.
Right.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, the ADA.
Yep. Yeah. There's a medical exemption in the federal mask exemption, or in the federal mask mandate, and in the state, or in the city.
Say that again.
There is a medical section 2C.
And I think it's number 6. It says that
medical exemption. Yep.
I just asked that gentleman, and he said if you have a medical condition, tell them you have a medical condition, and they shouldn't ask you anything else.
Yep.
So just based on what she's saying, that tells me that even the officers that are in the building don't really have a consistent flow of information going between them to understand, okay, what's expected, how do we handle these things, what's allowed, what's not allowed.
Well, if you look right here, the guy in the background, he has just talked to another officer. I think there's the one on the left.
Guy right here?
And so the one on the right was standing there waiting. He was waiting for his boss, apparently the guy that is in charge of handling these situations. So I would imagine that they've trained them to just pass everyone along and let one or two select officers who probably signed up for it deal with it. Probably gave him an extra $1 or something like that.
Like a night shift.
or a consideration on the next
little night shift
position.
premium. Yeah. All right.
We can talk over here real quick.
Okay, absolutely. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We understand y'all are just doing your job, but if no services are withheld, then no case can be made.
I like what you said there. I like that.
So that's the truth.
That's right.
The building rules are guests have to wear the mask. You gotta follow them in, you have to wear the mask.
Chase!
I
know it was on the video.
I don't like wearing mine either. Okay?
I have a legitimate...
But if you don't want to wear the mask, you're welcome to live stream it.
It's not that I don't want to wear a mask, it's that I have a recognized federally and locally medical exemption per Section 2, Exemption C, in the local thing. That is the exemption that allows medical conditions to make it discrimination. And right now, what's happening, I know you're just doing your job, I don't hold you accountable, I hold the people that are...
That's you.
Okay.
Do you see that pose?
Debate here on everybody not wanting to wear.
Who here suffers from a medical exemption?
We're not going to get into this.
Oh, you're trying to rile up the crowd.
So are we being denied
No,
service?
I needed it on video that it
Are we
was-
being denied service?
We don't have the discussion. He warned us about all this before.
I understand, but I don't care.
Well, you
Principles
pause it.
over...
Okay, so
Sorry, did you already ask me to pause it?
No.
I'm hearing your voice on there.
Yeah,
and
no.
in here.
Can you go back about 5-6 seconds and listen to that guy that's talking?
Okay.
From a medical exemption.
That guy that was just waving.
Okay, so are we being denied service? I'm just asking, and then we'll leave. Are we being denied service?
We don't have the discussion. He warned us about all this before.
I
Okay,
understand,
pause it.
but I don't.
So that guy, for those of you who couldn't hear, because it's kind of hard to hear over the three people, was saying, Gary warned us about this before. Okay, come on, boys. Okay, stop it. Just leave. Well, the reason I went inside was because I wanted to participate. But like you said, when I said if no services are withheld, you have to do certain things so that when it goes to court, if it ever does, you fit into the criteria. And turning around and giving up at the first case is not how you do it. I was respectful. I told the guy I was going to leave. I just needed the name of who to contact. And as soon as I left, I contacted Lieutenant Governor Randy McNally.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it takes different kinds of people. I mean, yes, I understand that guy that said, hey, Gary warned us about this. Gary was the guy who was the lead of some, basically organized the rally that was there. Yeah, he warned against it, but you got to understand it takes different types of people. Okay, that guy had his place. Yes, he's there. He's showing up in force with everybody else. He's the guy that's going to back down. That's fine. We're not holding against you. Nobody's asking you to fight. But there's going to be certain guys like Chase and like me that are going to push the envelope, kind of just get right up to the edge and see what we can get away with, just enough to see. Are they actually going to enforce this?
Well,
are they actually going to be consistent with the laws, and mandates that they say?
That I'm going to do everything that I am legally obligated to do. I don't encourage any breaking of any laws, but
yeah, there was no law breaking here.
But if there's being infringement or anything like that, especially this is a government building. in a state with no, this is actually a
Yeah.
state building, so the exemptions don't count.
Yeah, there needs to be people to test the waters.
Yes.
And that's kind of our role. That's, I've always had a problem with authority anyway. I've always questioned the people that are supposedly in charge. I always I ask the questions that most people don't, and that's fine. I'm not expecting everybody else to ask those questions. That's perfectly okay if you're happy living your life and doing your thing. As long as you ain't hurting nobody, hey, we got a place for you in society too. But there is a place for people like Chase and I who are envelope pushers, who are going to kind of get up to the edge, like I said, and just see, okay, what's really going on here? How serious are they about this particular thing? Are they willing to actually listen to federally mandated law? Are they actually going to, are they going to just double down and push the building policy over and above federal law? I mean, you got to test these things to find out what.
Do you remember the travel cards that they printed out a little over a year ago, the essential, so that you could drive down the road?
I do.
I tore mine up on YouTube, posted it to every local group before I was kicked and banned out of all of them, and then went driving around for about 2 hours that night, just wishing they would book, because if they had done it, it would have obviously been like no one should do that. Unfortunately, I believe that if they tried to do it now, about 30% of them would.
Yeah, that's sad. I get it.
Yep.
I get it. So, is there more to this that we need to see?
No, okay. That's
cool. All right. Yeah. So, yeah, there's. I actually enjoy doing these kinds of things. Just, I'm not. It's not for me to get it on film so I can show you. Oh my God! Look what happened to me, and look what I made the officers do. No, that's not it. It's just basically documenting, our efforts.
What
really.
actually. My whole thing is, in today's day and age, if you say something happened and you didn't get it on film, it's like pics you're get the fuck out.
Yeah.
So you have to record it, and the only way to get anything done, I mean, shoot, if Rosa Parks happened right now and she didn't have a Facebook or an Instagram or something, nobody would,
the media would immediately cover it up, and it wouldn't even mention it. Nobody would ever know,
Yeah, and I should have said, I believe her name was Claudette, not Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks was an activist who staged the event, so.
Yeah, somebody actually did it, and then Rosa Parks did it again.
Yes,
or something
because
like that.
because the girl Claudette was a 15-year-old unwed mother.
Yeah.
So
and it was bad for publicity.
Yep.
Yeah, they would have just creamed her in the presses.
Yep.
That sounds really hot.
Speaking of,
have you seen that? I think they had that.
I think George Floyd was in it.
No, that was on Pornhub. No.
he was on Pornhub. Hunter Biden's on there too.
George Floyd was on Pornhub.
Yes, he was.
And the name of his film was creamed in the presses.
No.
Seriously, that's where we're going.
I don't know the name of it. I don't know the name.
This show has gone so far off the rails right now. Holy shit! I don't even know where to. Like, what do you do with that?
Okay. So from there, I think we're going to talk about the unemployables.
Yeah. Definitely. Wow, that was such a smooth transition. You're clearly great at this. Sorry. Anyway, yeah. So I've got another topic that I wanted to cover today. That after some banter back and forth between Chase and I, we ended up finding some footage being used from my footage from the 6th, and one of the guys we were with, they called him, what they call him,
the Green Olive Man or something like that.
No, the Green Olive Muppet.
Yes,
because of it was a furry jacket, and he's kind of a round gentleman. So I kind of went down this rabbit hole. I didn't know this was all going on. Like, all these people that are going and searching through hours and hours of video footage from the 6th, going to people's live streams, going to people's pre-records, and documenting, tagging people. Like, I'm
coming up with all these creative freaking hashtags. I mean, like everyone has a name.
If the right was this organized, like, we would be. I'm not the right. I keep doing that. I'm definitely not the left. But
everything that's not the left right now is the right.
Yeah.
Or is it has to be together, because I'm not as right as Chase Williams.
Oh my God! No, I don't think anybody's that right. He is the most right person I've ever met.
He said the 11th commandment: "Thou shalt not talk bad about fellow conservatives."
All right, I need to bring up Twitter and bring up my lists of the unemployables, and the reason, like I said, after we had a little banter, you and I back and forth, trying to figure out how do we approach this? How do we handle this? And I thought the best way to do it is to start adding them to a public list, because those people do get a notification when you do add them to lists that they're on the unemployables list. So my list, let me bring it up here. If I was more prepared for tonight's show, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. So I called it the unemployables and used oof size large, my favorite meme ever. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
I love this meme. Oof size large every time. as a dial for a washing machine. Anyway, so the tweets. This is the unemployables. Tweeters who are excellent at spending their time wisely. Protectors of the establishment. 3 members. Oh, they took themselves off the list. I think you can do that.
Well, shoot! I need to take myself off all the lists they put us on when we were in DC.
Either they took themselves off the list, or they blocked me. So basically, what they're doing, they go through all this footage, and this is still going on to this very day. Like, I could go and search the hashtag
sedition hunters.
Yeah, let's go with that. Sedition hunters. Sedition hunters. That's not even a hashtag. I just typed sedition hunters. So look, we got little shit like this. Hashtag sedition hunters. Do you know this person? So they got all different footage and clips and videos, and they found these 3 pictures of this guy from different angles and different positions. And they're like searching the internet. And then they're submitting these things to the FBI, which I'm sure the FBI. I thought that was me for a second. Oh my god! I was like, when did I put that stupid fucking hat on? That legit kind of looks like me a little bit, except he's got an actual chin. I don't have a chin. And arrested. They're so proud of their little trophies. Like, these people are like little trophies for them. Well, I guess you shouldn't have been attacking the Capitol.
So here's what gets me. I went to D.C. and I had a red, white, and blue American flag mohawk. And I don't have my own hashtag. A friend of mine has his own hashtag. Several of my friends. I know the zip tie guy. I mean, like, I wasn't there with him type thing, but like, all of these people have cool hashtags, and I go up there with a mohawk, trying to stand out as much as I can, get some, free advertising, make some friends, and like, they don't give a shit. I'm offended, kind of. Like, why on earth weren't you looking for me? I would have been easy to point out. I would have looked good on one of those posters.
All right, so there is a number of let me get to the right screen here. There's a number of these sites like this that I found. This is so, like, you guys got to understand, these people are obsessed. They create entire web pages about this stuff. And this is just a couple of many that I found. This one's called Sedition Hunters. And you go there, and they've got the perp sheet. Sedition bomber, resources, how can I help, research tools. Like, they've got a fully developed website where you can go on and you can look at all these pictures of these different people. They're all categorized by different, subcategories. This one's not that good compared to the other one. But you can go through here, and they've got these little hashtags for the names. The baby-faced insider. Let me bring it up. Control. You said control scroll, right?
Yep.
Oh, that is so cool. I love new keyboard shortcuts. They're my favorite. Okay. Oh, now I done got carried away. I'm super excited about this. So we got...
So that guy that they've got right there is in one of my videos with the sunglasses on.
This one here?
Yeah, he's the one. He's got like snot running down his face.
Oh,
and
yeah,
whatever.
hashtag Turbo57. Now that you said that, now they're going to watch this video, and they're going to go, oh, hey, we'll go check out Patriot Punk's video. We'll find some more footage.
Here's the thing. Anything that they get, the FBI came around my house like 3 weeks later saying, we saw the stuff you put on the internet, and I went, listen, I put it all up there so that you did not come knocking on my door, because I knew that was going to happen.
Yep.
And so anything these unemployables find, I'm sorry, but you're not going to beat the FBI to it. You're not going to do anything like that.
Yeah.
So you're too slow.
It's
jackrabbits.
Really funny, man. I'm imagining, like, what kind of person do I have to be where this is like my thing? This is my hobby now. This is what I do now.
You know that kid in high school that had the backpack adjusted way too high so it looked like a hunchback in Notre Dame, and they had their pants up to their belly button, and they ran down the hallway as fast as they could. Every school
with their thumbs like
yes,
hooked in the backpack
every
straps?
school had one of them.
Yeah.
Okay, that kid. That's exactly who it is.
I think ours was a female, but we don't want
yes,
we don't want to discriminate.
Yeah. No, hey, non-binary.
Yeah, it's probably non-binary for sure. That's fine.
Oh, look at auto scrolls too. Look.
No,
at that.
I did that.
Oh, okay.
I did that.
Damn.
Yep. Because just for visual appeal, because that's me producing the show as we're talking and letting something happen in the background over here while, just let's not talk about how the sausage is made, huh? All right, so this one's not that good compared to this next site. This site's called jan6attack.com, which anybody knows when you're making a website address, you don't use numbers. So that when you're telling people jan6attack.com, I'm not typing in Jan SIX, whatever. Branding's not their strong suit, but dedication and obsessiveness certainly is. So we go over to this website. Chase says, I'm telling you, it's a 40-year-old liberal virgin. Hagatha says, my friend Adorable Deplorables was at the Capitol. The FBI kicked in his door in Huntington Beach, California. Yeah, I think I seen you mention something about that on your Instagram,
Wow.
Hagatha. That your friend was not even at the didn't you say he was like at the rally but not really at the correct me if I'm wrong there. So Chase gives you hashtag Mohawk Rebel Matheson. Matheson.
Oh my God,
Matheson.
there's no R in there. Hey, now I have a solution. If you happen to know someone locally, okay, once you get finished though on the website, I have the solution to both this and the tyranny we experienced in the government. So
Okay, so she said he was on the lawn. He was on the lawn. Yeah, I was there for sure. Not on the lawn. I didn't go in the building, but I was not.
No, I stayed there and filmed. Everyone started running by, and I was like, man, I could get some great foot. No, I'm too smart for that.
So Chase says, Hagatha, I think you can be a hero here. Make them not a virgin anymore. And what's hilarious is I think and we were in the vehicle on the way, and we were talking about Hagatha, and you got compared to what was that name? What was that guy that puts on
Shirley Q. Liquor?
Shirley Q. Liquor got compared, and they showed me footage, and I'm like, oh my God, that's like the same person except extra ghetto.
Yes.
And Chase just figured out that you're a Trump supporting.
Not me, but the other Chase Williams.
Hagatha is. Chase just figured this out, and it was hilarious. He thought you were real, like for real. It's awesome, and it reminded me of
level expert.
Yeah, and it reminded me of the very first time I had Hagatha as our guest, and it was so much fun. Anthony had no idea. He had no idea that Hagatha was a put on, and it was just so funny watching him squirm the whole time, and he was just. You could tell he was trying so, bless his heart, he's so polite. He was trying so hard to not go sideways and say some negative shit. Oh my God, I'm crying thinking of it. It was great. But
you need to do things like that for April Fool's Day.
So much
from
fun.
now on.
So much fun. So I want to bring show you this Jan 6 attack. They did a pretty good job on this. And honestly, if I'm trying to categorize my shit, these guys got it down. You come here,
No, they don't. Okay, and all of that stuff. I looked up. I was wearing a camouflage backpack and had a red, white, and blue mohawk. They have mohawk, or they have other for hairstyle. They have stars and stripes as hair color.
Okay,
and they have.
Let me stop you there. They did a good job. Whoever designed this. But when people submit stuff, they do a terrible job selecting the right categories.
Yes.
I was looking in because I was like, okay, well, would mine? Because one of the options is about beards. Like you come down here to, where was it? Up to beard type. Okay. None, full, goatee. I'm like, okay, well, I probably got a full beard, right? And then I click on beard length, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. What are they considering short, medium, long? And if I'm confused about what that is, imagine how many dumbasses are coming here.
Okay, so here's what we need to do right now. Okay, or not right now because you're watching this show. Okay, after this show, everyone go to this Jan 6th attack and start submitting pictures of random liberals. just in random thing. Just submit
I love
loads of pictures of whatever your favorite Trump meme,
and they weren't
whatever
even,
it is.
and they're not even at the Capitol.
Yes.
Just random people, like you're at the grocery store.
You know the flies in the eyes commercial?
Yeah.
Send them pictures from like over there and stuff like that. You know, I mean, make it as far away from the Capitol as you can be. Like maybe you can send the robot life on Mars pictures and stuff.
I did not think of that. We need to make that a thing. We need to make that a post on all of our social media. Guys,
Chase Williams, make
seriously.
a TikTok challenge, okay, and give Unframe of Mind and Patriot Punk credit.
That is a great idea. I love it. But it's very interesting the way they got this set up. They did a great job as far as setting it up. Not so great on the actual, people submitting things. So if I go medium beard, which I guess mine's probably a medium beard, it kind of auto-populates these guys with medium beards, right? But they're not all medium beards. Some are short, some are long. They didn't get it right. Anyway, let's go all. Let's go gender male. Oh, wait. Gender male, female group to be determined. What? What? Are you serious right now? Note to self. Note to self. This Jan 6th attack is actually a Twitter account. Okay, this is how I found this website. And I'm going to bitch and moan at them because they don't have non-binary, they, them. They don't have all the other genders.
Agatha, will you please help us out with that? Please start.
We need to just inundate these sites with complete bullshit. Because they're already doing a terrible job organizing it anyway. So let's go male. I'm a male. Identify as I got a PP. Okay, they're not gonna guess my age. Nobody ever guesses my age. I always say I'm younger than I look. I'm white. No tattoos. And I'm really kind of bummed out because I'm not on these sites.
No, you need to set it up completely.
So
like
I got one guy. I got one guy and his hashtag Spazzo. So what people do? Okay, so what people do is they'll kind of come search these things and they'll look through the categories and they'll find the hashtags and if they have any video footage that's matching them, they'll go and add them to it or they'll hashtag them. They're really organized for the most part. They're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but as far as being organized,
if they were smarter, it would be like
it's scary.
Yeah,
scary. But I'm sitting there thinking, man, if the right was this organized, like they'd be an unstoppable force. But that's part of the problem of
they
having
just want to write a check.
Well, that's the problem of having a group of individualists. It's hard to get people in kind of a hive mind thought because people start kind of like thinking for themselves. God forbid. It makes it really hard.
We can't have that.
Remember,
just follow the orders. Just follow
following
the
orders. And a matter of fact, I did have a person say that tonight. So I'm going to take the last few minutes here. We got some merchandise to promote that you guys are going to love.
Well,
we've been working on some stuff. I do want to point out, Do Better in Discord is asking if we're all chatting here tonight. And yes, I will be posting the link. We have a private Unframe of Mind group member only Zoom call that people can come in after the show and just enjoy chatting with each other. No topics necessarily, just having open dialogue, and I will post those links in our Telegram channel. The link is in the description below. I will post that link in the Discord channel in the announcements tab. Immediately after the show, I will be posting those so you guys can hop in and join us for that. And I look forward to having you here. So yeah, I appreciate you asking that. What'd you have to say?
Well, so I wanted to go ahead and move in to the solution to all of the government. While I'm explaining this, I know Chase Williams has a good masked Nazi story.
Right.
So drop your favorite COVID Karen masked Nazi experience in the comments while I'm going through this solution to dealing with people who are just doing their job. And that is...
And I got to be honest, he explained this idea to me. It is so brilliant. Okay, Lady Della, have a good night. Sorry the show was late and that you couldn't join us for the Zoom call, but I will see you next week. This idea that you explained to me is really cool.
All right.
So what it say? Rutherford Socialist Workers Party.
So
it's a brown shirt. It's a brown shirt for those in the podcast listening audience.
It is a brown T-shirt with the eagle from the National Socialist Workers Party.
The Justice League?
No, from the National Socialist Workers Party. It was like their the SS badge that they had.
I think you've seen that on Man in the High Castle on Amazon. Excellent show, by the way.
But I've replaced the swastika with the health department logo.
Okay.
Nice and convenient. And then on my website, you can customize the first word. So like Nashville is where it started, Nashville Socialist Workers Party. I've had a lot of success with these in Rutherford County. People like to send them to the school board because they're doing some really messed up stuff out there.
Yep. Just basically politicians or public
officials, the unemployables. If you're, let's say you're watching and you've got a brother, a cousin, just someone who is just ultra brainwashed.
Yeah.
And they think that, all the people, we need to wear gold stars to show we've been or T-shirts saying that you've been vaccinated.
That's another thing.
Just send them a brown shirt. They'll probably never wear it, but it sends a nice message, and maybe they'll go and
imagine we start sending them out.
No, I had one person asking if I would change it to national because he was a socialist, and in the comments like he wanted one. He goes, I just couldn't afford. I couldn't stand giving you any money, so I assumed it was because he didn't have any. But I'm not.
Well, they're kind of anti-capitalist, so that's why they can't give you money. That's a weird position to be in. Hey, bro, I like your shirt, but I'm anti-communist.
So if you are in the continental
anti-capitalist, sorry.
If you're in the continental United States, you can get these for $14.99.
Yeah.
Free shipping to anyone you want. Make sure that obviously, do not do anything unlawful or anything like that, but it makes a fantastic gift for someone who needs a new work shirt. And
it's brilliant.
You can find that by going to patriotpunk.org and in the search bar type in brown, and it'll pop right up. It'll pull that particular thing up. The site is transitioning over, so I can't give you an exact URL right this second. It's got about 5 days away.
It better be patriotpunk.org/brown shirts.
No, it's store/brown shirts. So
we'll get you lined up. Ain't nobody gonna type that. Fool. All right, so yeah, we've got that. I've also got and thank you for putting the T-shirt together. By the way, I'm glad this looks great. This is awesome. I've had a lot of people
stand in front of the camera.
Really enjoy this. So yeah, I'm gonna let Chase tell you about it.
So Daniel is a fantastic designer. If you need any work done, make sure you reach out to him. But I had the idea for identifying as vaccinated, and he came up with this absolutely brilliant design. So if you wanted to pre-order your very own I'm identifying as vaccinated t-shirt, reach out to Daniel. Just send him a message. You can also order right now I'm identifying as vaccinated decals, and if you don't know Daniel's Cash App, or if you're one of my friends, you can always get it at patriotpunk.org. Also, a portion of all of Daniel's sales will make sure if they go back to Daniel. It's better than Teespring.
Yeah,
I believe,
these designs, since we're trying to keep business local out of big business in that. So any of these designs that you guys buy, you're supporting patriotpunk.org. And you're also a Patriot Punk Network, and you're also supporting the Unframed of Mind show if it's my particular design. If it's his design, you're just supporting him all the way. So
but
don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Except for the brown shirt, I do. That's a really cool idea.
Yeah. So
I absolutely love it. That's brilliant.
Order. What I would like to see is someone with a lot of money order Gavin Newsom like 200 of them.
It's just a big box.
Yes, and if someone does that, I will go out and buy special swastika tape to wrap it in. Okay, like I will find a way to make sure the message gets sent.
Hey, so Do Good Minds on YouTube says, "LOL, what happened to Anthony's hair?" Just kidding. Great. Anthony couldn't be with us tonight. Sorry about that. We're getting ready to wrap up and go to our live Zoom call. But yeah, if you guys want to help support that, patriotpunk.org has all those designs and whatnot. If you want to buy them from me directly, I've got a special going on with the 2020 Survivor stickers.
While supplies last.
That will be coupled with a I'm identified as vaccinated decal. I'm doing a little set, 2 of these for $5. If you send that directly to the Cash App, and let me know your address, of course. And the Cash App is Unframe of Mind, because I'm a master at branding and shit, unlike somebody over here.
But hey, so make sure you go and get your very own I'm identifying as vaccinated. There are actually 2 sizes of the decals on the website, so if you want one of the bigger ones that's about this big so that people can actually, like, it's real big and it's not,
They look cool on my truck. By the way, I put one on my truck, and my wife wanted one on her vehicle too, and they look so cool.
I've got one on mine
and
too.
It's great because, like, from a distance, it really does look like it says "I'm vaccinated." With
I
a
had
needle.
someone thank me for being vaccinated today, and I just like, Lord.
As you walk closer, you're like, oh, it's like that hot girl across the bar. The closer you get to, you're like, oh,
she has
dear.
a dick,
and you're like, I'm out. Nope. All right, so
man,
there's that. Thank you for y'all's support. That's much appreciated.
Hey, before you close out, all right, everyone watching, please hold up, click the like button, make sure you're subscribed, and share this video everywhere.
And I will find out. See, somebody stopped watching when you said that. I'm watching. I can see.
There's a slight delay, so they probably dropped out.
Oh, benefit of the doubt, guy.
Yeah.
Right,
Reasonable doubt. Doubt.
You know where to reach us. You know where to find us. You know where to find us here in just a moment. So come on in. We'd love to have you. You guys have been watching the In Frame of Mind show, where we have uncomfortable conversations without a condom, where we have highbrow ideas in lowbrow packaging.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks for having me, Daniel. Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a blast. And I'm going to find the stop stream button